Thanks for joining. Just gonna give a moment or two to let the little Instagram machine to let people know I'm online. But thanks for joining. Nice to see you. For your listening pleasure, I'm playing Kyla Tilley tonight in the background. This is a song called Little, and Kyla is a Canadian singer-songwriter from the east side of the country, Newfoundland. And she's fabulous. So check her out on the socials. How are you all doing tonight? I hope you're doing well. Let me know in the chat. Let me know how you're doing. I'd love to hear. And for those that have been to Musical Mondays before, got some new lights happening in the background. A little solar system going. Awesome. Nice to see the hearts. Doing well. Good, good. Amazing. Alrighty. So we'll turn Kyla down a little bit. Hello. Thank you for joining. My sister has joined. That's so sweet. Thank you. Okay, so that was Kyla Tilley. So welcome to Musical Mondays. I usually start off the show by playing usually another Canadian singer-songwriter. I think that's been my theme over the last little while. Our Canadian singer-songwriters and artists, not exclusively, but regularly. Kyla Tilley. So check her out on the socials. And as I always say every week, and I say on my socials too, if you're checking out artists on streaming platforms like Spotify, please follow them, give their songs those little green hearts or likes on other platforms, because it really helps us indie artists get more exposure in the algorithms. It's kind of tough for us to get that exposure, so our listeners are key to help us get out there. So thank you in advance for that. So tonight, if you've been following along my social media, I did release a single on Friday. Hey, hello, welcome, thank you for joining. I released Sturgeon Love, and so that was, thank you. New single, and new music video. Super thrilled with how it all turned out. It's a song I wrote a number of years ago, and actually it's kind of a reimagining of the song, because I did record it quite a few years ago with my former band, Hazel Motes. So this is a total reimagining of the song. And I had my band playing on the recording, and they're fabulous. I had Tony Lee on drums and percussion, Ron Yamauchi on piano and keys, and Aaron Trory on bass and electric guitar. Aaron, I have to say, Aaron usually plays bass in my band, and he is a guitar player, singer-songwriter in his own right. And I asked him to add a guitar part to this song, and he was a little worried that he'd gone too far out with it, but I love how it turned out. He did this like crunchy, atmospheric, multi-layered guitar part, which turned out really well. I couldn't be happier with it. And Sheldon Zaharko, who I worked with on my last album, kind of brought it all together with the engineering and the mix. and then mastered by Andrew Spindor at Railtown. So all these lovely people, I call them my dream team, who I had the opportunity to work with. And then I made the music video with a young videographer located here in Victoria, named JFET Films, and he was wonderful to work with. So we filmed the video at, I was going to say Spanish Banks because I'm so used to being in Vancouver, at Dallas Road, one August Saturday evening, during the golden hour, so about an hour before sunset, and the lighting was incredible, and he was so great to work with. Made me feel really comfortable doing the shoot, and captured some really nice quality video and shots that went with the song quite well. So super pleased with that. I'm going to be working with him again. So if you haven't had a chance to check that out, please do on my socials. You can find links to listen to the song either on Bandcamp or other streaming platforms, and the video's on YouTube. So thanks in advance for listening to it. So I thought I might play an acoustic version of the song tonight, and talk a little bit about the song. And if anybody had any questions about the song, I could talk a lot about what it means, and I will talk about what it means to me as a songwriter, the song, or where my head was at when I wrote this song. But I would love to hear your questions too, so please feel free to put them in the chat. Now, when I posted about Musical Mondays for this week, I did mention that I would be doing a giveaway tonight related to the song. And I am good for that. And I should be wearing my t-shirt tonight. I forgot to wear my own merch tonight. Oops. Anywho, so what I'll give away is a t-shirt. And I'm gonna disqualify my sister because I think and sorry Tracy, but I think she knows this song too well. It would be unfair, but I'm gonna ask you all to pay attention to the sense of geography and place that I talk about in this song, and if you can tell me if I mention a river. So if you can tell me that hello and welcome, thanks for joining. If you can tell me the name of a river that I mention in the song, I will send you one of my beautifully designed La Forest Creative t-shirts. And I'll give you a choice. I have 3 different designs, so we can chat offline about that afterwards. So listen for the name of a river. Do I need to give another hint? Oh, probably not. We can see how you do if my sister forgives me. Thank you. All right. So listen for the name of the river, and a hint. I did mention earlier that I was saying Spanish Banks instead of Dallas Road, so that should tell those of you who are in the Pacific Northwest here in Canada that I used to live in Vancouver, so that might be a bit of a hint. So here we go.
My Fraser
all that was broken is now together, and all we need is Sturgeon love. Frozen is now a river, and all my thoughts have come undone, and all that was broken is now together, and all we need is Sturgeon love. Here we go. Thank you for listening, everybody. Thank you for those hearts. I really appreciate the feedback. That's so great. Okay, skill testing question. So it went by pretty quickly, but did anybody catch the name of the river in the song? You can put it in the chat, and I will gift you one of my t-shirts. So I'm looking for the name of a river. Thank you so much. I should put my glasses on so I can actually see the text really well. Okay, waiting for the name of the river. Waiting for the name of the river. Maybe it went by too quickly. So what is the... I'll give you a hint. Yes! You got it, Inner Vortex. Fraser River. Fraser River, you got it. You did not wait for me at the shoreline on your knees, my Fraser girl. Yes, you got it. It's a bit tricky because I don't actually say river, I just say Fraser girl. So you got to kind of catch the poetry there. And I'm talking about a girl of the river, of the Fraser River. Yay! Yes, congrats, Inner Vortex. So we can chat offline about a t-shirt for you. Awesome, thanks for playing along. So yeah, that's the acoustic version of that song. Sturgeon Love. It's it's super fun to play. It's very rhythmic. It sounds pretty different with the full band, but I find that playing it on my own, just as solo, it also retains that rhythmicness, which I really like. My guitar part is quite rhythmic, and I love this picking in the middle here. Also very rhythmic. I'm what you would call a rhythm guitar player. I'm not a lead player, but I like to do these little rhythmic picked parts in some of my songs. And I think that doing that kind of grew out of playing solo and trying to come up with creative ways to add more variety into the songs, so it's not just a strum. And I know there's some other singer-songwriters here tonight, so wondering if you all, how you manage that if you're playing on your own. What kind of spice do you try and add to your songs? So please feel free to comment and share your thoughts. So do you want to hear a little bit about, while people might be sharing in the chat, do you want to hear a little bit about the song? Shall I talk about the meaning of the song tonight? Or do you want me to just play another song? Let me know. I will wait for your direction. And I probably need more than hearts, because I can't tell if the hearts are responding to if the hearts are responding to play another song or tell me about the song. So let me know in the chat. Yes, talk. Okay. And sing. Okay. Should I sing about the meaning of the song? No, I won't do that. I won't do that. That would be kind of annoying. Okay, Sturgeon Love. You know I like to talk. Musical Mondays, it's kind of what I do. Good evening, the Rad Cyclist. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, so the meaning of the song, is this too far back? Maybe. I need to make sure you guys can hear me. I kind of feel like leaning against the wall. Anywho, so Sturgeon Love. So I wrote the song. I mentioned the contest that we had a few minutes ago around the Fraser River. I mentioned the Fraser River in the song. So the song's really rooted in the Vancouver landscape. Yes, thank you. Yes, I've got my starlights going tonight. It's very much rooted in the Vancouver landscape. I spent I don't know, maybe 3 decades almost living in Vancouver in the Lower Mainland, and as I learned more about the place I was living and learned the natural history and the Indigenous history of the area, I started to become aware of the impact of European settlers on the region and on the life and the health of communities, of the Indigenous communities in the area, and also on the life and health of the animal communities in the area. And one day when I was doing some research at the Vancouver City Archives, I came across this folder. It was like a manila folder in a filing cabinet of old photographs from the earlier 1900s, like maybe the 1920s or around then maybe, of industry in Vancouver. And one of those industries was fishing and sturgeon, the white sturgeon that lived in the Fraser River, were very heavily fished in those days. And so there were photographs of these very, very proud looking white men. I'm going to assume they're white men. They certainly presented as white men in the photograph, standing with these amazingly massive fish that I came to realize were Fraser River white sturgeon, very proudly standing with their catch. And as I read more about it, I mean, I learned that the sturgeon were a huge part of the river ecosystem and had pretty much lived undisturbed for hundreds, even thousands of years. And some of the fish could be a couple to a few hundred years old and weigh 700 pounds and more. So I just was just blown away by learning this. And they had lived in harmony with indigenous communities who did fish the Fraser River, but had and still have practices of balance and care for the ecosystem. So that kind of the nexus of that song was just thinking about the impact of the area and just the beauty of existence of the sturgeon. And so they kind of became a symbol of survival and perseverance for me as I was doing more research and thinking about it. And then that's how the song came to be. So there's the story. And my sister is saying Indigenous resource management. Yes, my sister works with the Cowichan tribes in the Cowichan Valley, so knows firsthand a lot about Indigenous resource management. So so that's a little bit about what the song is about. So it's really a celebration of life, celebration of survival, and I wanted the the rhythmicness of the song to be descriptive of an area that was teeming with life and healthy. So that's that's where the song came about. So there you go. Any other questions about the song? A teeny bit. Hello, Anna. Thank you for joining. All right. So, if there are no more questions, sturgeon not doing so well now. Yeah, it's true. They're not. And from overfishing earlier in the 20th century, for sure. My sister probably knows more about this than I do, so correct me if I get this wrong, but I think the overfishing has slowed down, and it's a lot of environmental impacts now, because sturgeon they live in the lower regions of the river, and they feed off of little creatures and vegetation at the bottom of the river, so they would potentially pick up harmful bits of stuff and harmful substances. So yeah, not doing so well now. Any requests for me? What time are we at? Yeah, thank you, Tracy. What time are we at? Well, we've got a few minutes, so if you'd like me to do a quick song, let me know if there are any requests. Coda. Okay, sure. This is Coda off my last album. Nope, I haven't played it tonight, and haven't played it for quite a while. I think probably a few months I haven't played it at a Musical Mondays. Thanks for the request. Spill into day, covered up my hopes. alive. If we dig deep, I know we'll find a tight tap to unwind. When the light goes out in your eyes, it's like a star falling from the sky. When the light goes out in your eyes, it's like a star falling from the sky. When the light goes out in your eyes, it's like a star falling from the sky. When the light goes out in your eyes, it's like a star falling from the sky. And it's a song I'll write for my whole life. Thank you. Thank you very much for listening. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Anna. Yes, it's like when people go on autopilot and lose self-awareness. It's true. Social media, addiction to phones and devices, which I am guilty of too. But I have to say, I love being able to connect with all of you on Instagram Live and other ways that I've been connecting online, especially over the last 18 months or so during the pandemic. It's been a lifeline for many. So a cautionary tale, and grateful that we actually have this space to connect in these days. So we are at 30 minutes, and I like to keep these at 30 minutes or under, so that they're easier for me to grab off of Instagram and re-upload to YouTube. So thank you so much for listening. Last week was Poetry in Motion. Next week I might go back to Poetry in Motion and do some spoken word and talk about my writing and my poetry writing a little bit more, and maybe get back to some live songwriting, because I have a couple of recording sessions coming up later this year, later this month. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Later November and then in December, and I haven't finished writing the songs yet. So I'm probably going to be doing that over the next couple of weeks at Musical Mondays. So thanks for joining, everybody. So wonderful to see you all and have you all tune in. Take good care and stay well until next week.